What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's been about 2 weeks since I posted last, and that's because of the blizzard that we had here in DFW. I say blizzard because we've never had so much snow that I can remember. It's kind of weird that actually, like, a few days ago there were like 5 to 6 inches of snow where we're standing, and then today it's up in the 70s. Everything's melted. There's no snow, no ice, no nothing. I did contemplate going out there when it was really bad, but then I was like, are they really going to be biting? I'm not sure. So even though the water may be still cold, we're going to go ahead and take the big rods that we have out there. So those are the ones that you may be able to see behind me on the very bottom, the big red ones, right? Those are the ones that we took when we went to Galveston, just so we can kind of chunk it out a lot farther than we can with the smaller rods. And I'm going to take the green one, mean green, right? The one that we had from before. We'll take that one out as well. We're going to be using bread today. Bread, as in loaves of bread. I'll show you how to fish that once we get up there. It's really windy. I'm hoping it doesn't pick it up on the microphone. But we're going to head on out, and we'll see you at the pond. Okay, be back in a second. Okay, here we go. So we're at Pappy Elkins Park. This one is one of the ones that we go to that's not actually a nickname. It's actually called Pappy Elkins. Here we've had a lot of luck with carp, especially in the evening when the sun goes down. And then some catfish, not a lot, but some catfish. There's a lot of ducks, a lot of geese here as well. So like I said, anytime you see that, you know it's going to be really good for bread. Bread's going to be really good. So this is what it looks like. It's a pretty good sized pond, like I said. It doesn't really start picking up until it gets dark. And over here you have to leave by 10. So we only have a few hours. Oh, another thing about this place, for some reason, we get a lot of bugs like gnats and flies and mosquitoes, but I think it's been kind of cold, so I don't think it'll happen today. So usually when we do come out, we'll wear our hoods, netted hoods, but I think we're good today. Usually right here by this tree is really good, or where we're setting up right here is really good as well. So I'll go ahead and get everything set up, and I'll come back and I'll show you how to put that bread on your line. Okay, back in a second. Pow pow. Stupid ducks. What's up? Okay, so we're here at Pappy Elkins Park. So this is what we're using today. This is just Miss Baird's sandwich bread. So I've tried a few of them before, from the most expensive to the cheapest that I can find. The only one that it really does good from what we've used is the Sunbeam, and I couldn't find any in the grocery stores because of this stupid blizzard that we've been experiencing in Dallas. Everybody freaked out with the pandemic. Everybody was buying toilet paper. Now they're buying up freaking milk and bread for whatever reason. It makes no sense, but I'll put a picture of it up here on the top corner so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm not sure what it is about that bread, but man, the fish just seem to love it. I don't know if it's the content or the fat content or what, but that Sunbeam, man, and that bread, they love it to death. So we're gonna use this one today. Usually what I'll do is I'll just use, I've tried it with different sizes. I've tried with like 1 full slice per hook. I've done it with, a quarter slice, all that good stuff. And what really just seems to work for me is just using half a slice. So half a slice of bread is usually what you'll use every time you cast it out. So you'll go ahead and take your loaf of bread, and then you just go ahead and cut it in half. Doesn't matter which way, right? And then what you'll do, you'll take the crust off. So if you don't take the crust off, whenever you go to squeeze it around the hook, it's not going to stick very well because the crust keeps it from sticking together, and it'll just start falling apart as soon as it hits the water. That and the crust is more buoyant, so when you do throw it out there, it's going to want to lift it up, and we want it down on the ground because that's where the carp and the catfish are. So what I'll usually do is I'll go ahead and take the crust off, and I'll just throw it out in the water. But you have to do it to where the ducks don't see you, because if they see you throwing that stuff in there, they're going to start coming over and they're going to start wanting to get your bread. So this is all you'll need. Let me go ahead and get my hook tied on, and I'll show you how to put it on the hook. So look, this is what I have here. So I have a 2 ounce at the very bottom, 2 ounce pyramid. And then I have the circle hook right here. Maybe it's a good 8 inches away. So what you'll want to do, you want to wrap the bread around. Now it's getting dried out because it's been in the air. So you'll wrap it around the hook like that, and then squeeze as hard as you can. And then what I'll do is I'll push at the bottom too. I know when we first started doing this, I got those that asked me, hey, are you worried about the hook getting in your skin, right, from squeezing so hard? But no, from squeezing, it's not going to go. If I were to pull this way, then of course it'll pull that hook through the bread. So 2 things you need to remember, and this is what it looks like afterwards. It's just a ball of bread. 2 things to remember. If that water's cold, that bread ball is going to get hard in that cold water. So don't squeeze it too hard. What'll happen is it'll get so hard when a fish finally does get it and you go to set the hook, it'll pull the hook, but then it can't pull that hook through the bread. So you're basically just you're popping it out of the fish's mouth. So you'll hear me say that from time to time, that we'll throw it out there, something's running with it, it's pull and drag, and we go to set it, we have something, and then it just lets go. I'll reel it in and I still have my hooks on my bread. And when that happens, it's because you popped it out of his mouth. So picture that, you know, this thing's got this hook in his mouth. He's sitting there just I'm kidding. But then if that ball of bread is too hard, and when you go to set it, you're gonna pop it out of his mouth, and you're not gonna get that set hook. So like right now, sometimes if the bread's left out too long, it'll start to dry up on you. Do not dip the whole thing in water. If you do that, it'll get way too mushy and it'll fall off. If anything, put your fingers in the water and kind of wet the bread, and that'll kind of help it to form a little bit better. You'll throw it out, wait 5, 10, 15 minutes, and then check it. So with bread, if there's little fish down there, they'll peck at it until it's gone, and then you'll never get a bite. And then 2, I've heard that it'll lose its scent, if that means anything. So after 10, 15 minutes, you'll go ahead and reel it in, check it, and then, you know, go ahead and put another piece of bread on there. So usually for us, when we go, we'll take a loaf with us, and between the 3 of us fishing, nothing but bread, we'll use maybe half a loaf, if even that. One thing about that Sunbeam, for some reason, I don't know what this stuff has in it, you can sit there and open it and then use it for fishing and then close it, and then you open up that bag 3 or 4 weeks later, there's not a speck of mold on that bread for whatever reason. I guess there's so many preservatives in that stuff. That's probably not a good thing for us to be eating, but for fishing it's good. So I did have a loaf of Sunbeam that I specifically bought for fishing, but the stupid blizzard hit, and then certain people want sandwiches, so I'm not going to tell them no, they can't have sandwiches. So yeah, we ate our fish bread, but it's regular bread, so it doesn't really matter. So we'll go ahead and get this thrown out and see if we can catch something. Okay, be back in a minute. So we brought the red one so I could get it out a little further. I wish I should have brought my longer pole. This one's maybe, let me see, I'm about 8 feet tall. No, that's probably about 8 feet right there. I have a 10-foot. That one's acting a little squirrely. I have a 10-foot one that I could have brought. So at times, so what I do is I'll get my fingers, and you'll go like this, right? And you'll do this number with the line, and then turn your hands to where it turns that string. Now it's going under this finger and over the other one, if you can see that. So what that does is if I see that pole moving a lot, it could be the wind. So by doing this, I'm taking the wind out of the equation. And then now when that line goes under my finger, if there's something hitting that bread, I can feel it. You'll feel a little tick, 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 tick on your finger, like if something's nibbling on your finger. That's what it literally feels like. That's how you can tell if you're getting bites. Like right now, my line's all over the place, the rod tip's all over the place, but I don't feel anything biting yet. So it's just the wind blowing everything. If you look at the little one over there, it's kind of all over the place too, because this wind is crazy. So that's another thing that you can do, is you just feel the line. And then sometimes if you're using like a J hook or a K hook or something where you actually have to set it, you'll go ahead and hold on, move, stupid ducks. Look, they're going over my line like I told you in the last video. They don't freaking care. Let one of them get stuck on my line. I swear to God, we're gonna be eating duck tonight, not fish. But I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, so if you're using just like a regular non-circle hook, that's when you'll pick up your line, take up the slack, and then you'll feel it with your finger, and that's when you'll time it to where as soon as you feel that tick, you pop that hook up, and then you set it. So since we're using circles, I'm not really too concerned about setting hooks. Like I said, if I do get something, it's gonna go crazy, like you saw on my previous video. It's gonna go all over the place. But I do want to know whether or not we're getting bites. Like I said, this pond has been really good for carp in the past. But that's usually kind of in the springtime. I've never really fished when it's this cold. I did get cold within the last 30 minutes. It kind of feels like it dropped a little bit. And then we'll kind of go from there. Usually for the carp over here, they don't start biting until that sun goes down. When the sun goes down, you can turn on a flashlight, and then all along here, you shine it in that water, you're going to see carp right there up against the bank. I'm not sure if it's going to be like that today, so it may be a while before we get any bites. Carlitos has his two on the other side of me. He's using his red rod, and then his the small catfishing red rod. So we'll see. Between these 4, we should get something. If not, it could just be that it's just too cold and they just don't feel like biting today, or because we're using Mrs. Baird's bread instead of the Sunbeam. I think I had like 5 slices left at home that I could have brought. But we'll see. Like I said, they will hit off the Miss Baird's, but that Sunbeam bread, for some reason, man, they go after like nothing. Check it.
Nope.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Whoa.
It's on my bread.
No, you still got it. Oh, look. He had it in his mouth. You see that? Bring it over here. So you see how it's barely hanging on? That means whenever you set it, it kind of halfway popped out of his mouth, but it also almost hooked him too. So yeah, he had it in his mouth. That's how you can tell he had it.
So do I pack it stronger or?
I would probably pack it less.
Then you stuck it out.
Either that or a duck. Come over, take the bell off, please. He's trying to run. Yeah, that's a carp. Oh, he's running. Come on. He's pulling that drag, dude.
You have monofilament on there?
Yeah, it's real light.
Finally. This line doesn't matter, we still caught one.
Ah. Finally. I don't know if that is that showing up.
A little bit, yeah.
Let me take him off. That's a good sized carp. Look at that. He ran with it. Finally. Woo. We'll put him back. Oh, should we weigh him? No, we can't really weigh him. Well, I don't have a. You need a bag because he can't. You can't really open up his mouth. We'll just let him go. That was awesome. Oh no. It popped out of his mouth. Oh, he was trying to pull it too. God dang it. I saw him. It was a slow pull. Yeah, I popped it out of his mouth. Ugh. Let's try that. What's up, everybody? We finished fishing here at Pappy Elkins Park. We didn't do as good as I'd wanted to. We got one fish on the bank. We got quite a few hits, so they were biting, not as much as I had wanted them to. I'm not sure if it's because we're not using the magical sunbeam. Is that what it's called? Sunbeam bread, and we're just using Miss Baird's or whatever, or if it's still because it's cold. Now I know if we go to College Park, we'll kill the catfish with bread all day long over there. But I wanted to come over here so we can try and catch some carp. So maybe later on next week, I'll go get some sunbeam bread. Then we'll come try it again. The one that I caught today, I wish it would have shown up a little bit better in the video. It didn't because my headlamp was kind of washing out the video. But I have caught bigger ones out here than what we had, today. So hopefully, fingers crossed. I know this weekend is going to be raining and cold, so we're not going to be able to come out then. Maybe the week after that, we'll come out and give it another try with the bread that I like. Sometimes if you feel more confident in the bait or lures you're using, the better you do, is what I've heard before. I'm not sure if it's true, but I would rather come out here with that sunbeam bread than the Miss Barrett's. I would feel more confident. I would be like, okay, yeah, we're gonna catch something this time. So we still had fun. It's cold. It's about 58 degrees. But we've been here for about 3 hours, so it's dark. It's almost 10 o'clock now, and I think the park closes at 9. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I'll do another video next week. I think I'm gonna try and do hot dog weenies for that one, or we'll still continue with the bread until we get some pretty good carp. But either way, hopefully we'll do something in the next week or so. So until I see y'all then, please click like, subscribe, click on that bell notification, and if there's anything else you want me to do, please leave a comment below and let me know. Thanks a lot.